Sketch the graph of y equals 3x plus 6 inside of absolute value bars. So what we're going to do for steps here, whenever we're going to have to graph, is first we're going to graph whatever the function is inside the absolute value. Yeah, if you'd like to. So we're going to sketch inside. In this case, what do we have inside? We're just going to graph y equals 3x plus 6, because that's what's inside. We're going to label the x-intercept. That'll be a critical value. And flip I'll call it the negative y values. So wherever the y values are negative, over the x-axis. Because if we flip those negative y values over the x-axis, what we're going to be doing is making them positive. So for this one, y equals 3x plus 6. You have to use stuff that you've learned from last year from lines. That's already in y equals mx plus b form. You know that the y-intercept is up here at 6. It has a slope of 3, which you can write as 3 over 1. Your slope is rise over run. So that would mean you would go up 3 over 1 or down 3 over 1 this way. Positive slopes go up from left to right, so we know that our line has to go up from left to right. And that is our graph. You can label some other points on here. This one would be 1, 9. And this one we have is negative 1, 3. Step 2 says it's going to be important that we label the x-intercept on here. So the x-intercept is when y is 0. If you plug in 0 for y and solve for x, to subtract 6 on both sides, divide by 3, we know that our x-intercept is at negative 2, 0. Maybe you could have also seen that we just needed to go down 3 and over 1 again and find it that way as well. That's perfect. But remember, we can always find an x-intercept by plugging in y equals 0. So now that we have our x-intercept and our just our x-intercept is the important one, but we have some other points as well. What's going to happen is every negative y value, and I'll just highlight them here. Can you see on our original graph that those points there are where our y values are negative? What's going to happen with that part is it's going to get flipped over the x-axis. The rest of it is going to stay the same. So we're going to label our x-intercept, again, negative 2, 0. We would still have points like 0, 6, and this whole section stays exactly the same. However, that little red section where the y values were negative, it's going to get flipped up now. And if you had a point on your original graph here, let's say we had the point negative 3, negative 3, that point now would become negative 3, positive 3. And over here, this is the graph of the absolute value of 3x plus 6. So you already know how to graph lines. The only thing new that's happening is the parts that are below, the parts where the y values are negative, the absolute value would flip those up and make them positive. 4, 5a, 6, 7a, 10ab.